Another episode of King's Gridiron Challenge TV. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Tyler's boys. This is our defending champion, a 9-year veteran in the league. We're going to go ahead and just start with his team. Matt Ryan, Atlanta quarterback. I mean, what can you say? He's right there as an elite quarterback, or just on the verge of becoming elite, depending on your definition of elite. Solid starting quarterback, upper echelon, probably a top tier 2 quarterback in our league. Julio Jones, Roddy White, Atlanta wide receivers, can't go wrong with those two guys. 180 and 184 points respectively for the two. Steven Jackson coming into Atlanta from St. Louis. This guy should do everything that Michael Turner did last year and more. Michael Turner had double-digit touchdowns, so Steven Jackson should be a touchdown machine. Jacquez Rogers probably not getting any goal line carries, stealing any of those. No touchdown vultures in Atlanta. Steven Jackson, 1,000-yard, 10 touchdowns, easy. Darren Sproles just acquired in trade with Seabob. That definitely brings value to Tyler's boys team. Darren Sproles, 162 points last year, return guy, receiver. If he runs out of the backfield, this guy definitely's got a chance with his all-around game to be a top 5 fantasy football running back in our league. Tight end is the weak spot for Tyler's boys. Vance McDonald, rookie tight end in San Francisco. Say he takes the place of Delanie Walker there. Delanie Walker didn't get a whole lot of production there. Let's go ahead and run down his bench real quick. Deshaun Jackson got a chance to break out in that Chip Kelly offense. He's about the only healthy wide receiver. We'll see if teams double team him and if he could bust those. Jacoby Jones, more of a return man than a receiver, but you know, return yards do get points. Delanie Walker, tight end for Tennessee. We'll see what he can do. With all the ability Jared Cook did, he did not have any sort of production there in Tennessee. I'm not sure if Walker were either. DeAndre Hopkins, this guy looks like a stud receiver in the making, number 2 wide receiver for the Houston Texans. If he gets over his concussions, he should. He's got a couple of weeks before the season starts. That guy is a good rookie to lock up to build around. Marcus Lattimore, should be a redshirt year for him in the NFL and with fantasy football. This is more of a 2014 player than anything else. Geno Smith should be the long-term starter there for the Jets. Don't know if it'll be week 1 this year, but it's a good piece to build on, especially when you have an every-week starter in Matt Ryan already. Quentin Patton, not much to say about San Francisco wide receivers. Sorry, Horsecock, but Quentin Patton, we'll see what he can do. He's a rookie. He'll at least get a chance. John Baldwin came in there. A.J. Jenkins gone. It's pretty much a swap. Manningham's hurt. Crabtree's hurt. Kyle Williams, more of a return guy. So Quentin Patton's got a chance to do some things in San Francisco, possibly. Jacquez Rogers, handcuff for Steven Jackson and probably the long-term running back there in Atlanta. That guy's got possibilities. Niles Davis, he had a awesome speed score, if you guys know what that is. Takes into account your speed, also your weight, very high. Probably going to be the number 2 there to Jamal Charles. Not a lot of fantasy upside unless Jamal Charles gets hurt. Harry Douglas, Atlanta wide receiver, could be the number 3 there. Matt Ryan and Atlanta pass a lot, so that guy, he could be a viable option week to week, bye weeks, who knows. Justin Tucker, solid kicker out of the University of Texas in Baltimore. This guy will nail field goals all day long. 149 points, that's very solid. Atlanta defense, 290 points. It's right there above average to good defense. Definitely worth playing. A couple games against New Orleans each week. I'd go ahead and bench him. Doesn't have backups at kicker or defense. He'll get those eventually, dropping some other guys. William Moore and Jonathan, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Crippen maybe. The rookie safety in Jacksonville, they say he's a true stud. William Moore, he put up some pretty decent numbers, 89 points, a little on the below average point scale for IDPs and defensive back in our league. If you look at everybody, look at the waiver and everything else, about 110 points should be average for an IDP, with the DBs and the linebackers, defensive line a little lower than that. Then we go ahead and we got Cameron Jordan, defensive lineman. Guy's coming into his own, 76 points. That's real solid. And then Luke Kuechly, stud linebacker, #1 linebacker in the NFL. That guy should put up 150 plus points for years. Brian Cushing, Houston, coming back from his injuries. Let's see what he can do. He was a solid guy before his injuries. If he comes back, that's a perfect everyday starter. Bernard Pollard getting up there in age, but he does make tackles. 92 points just on the low end of IDPs. Stephen Tulloch, 98 points, linebacker out of Detroit, and a solid backup to have. Wouldn't want to start him every week. Overall, Tyler's boys, he looks like he's got a solid playoff contending team again this year. Should make it into the playoffs, be able to defend his title in the second season, not just a regular season. Division that he's in has got some pretty good teams. Tight end is a weak spot. He's probably going to lose points on every week for his opponent, but you got Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Steven Jackson, Roddy Wright, Darren Sproles. Those are 5 solid starters each and every week that you can go ahead and count on for points. In his division, a couple of the outside games he has to play, we're going to go ahead and agree with Yahoo here. They have him at 9-4. 9-4 is a solid top wild card team. We get 4 division winners, 4 wild cards. I'm going to go ahead and just peg Tyler's boys in for the top wild card spot. With his team, they should put up enough points. He's got an outside chance to win the division. The Landry is going up against the Imperial Force. Laces Out Dan and Team Destiny. Laces Out Dan, Team Destiny, they're going to be around the verge of the playoff cusp there. So Tyler's boys have got a legitimate shot at the Landry Division title. Plus, if he doesn't win that, I'm saying top wild card team. So we're going to lock him into the 4th or 5th spot. He could be a wild card team, but when we go to playoffs, we go by seeding. He could possibly beat out a division winner. So we're going to say he's a top 4 team. I'm actually going to lock him into that 4th position. If he wins the division, that definitely can move higher, but we're going to say he's going to be our number 4 team. Going through Madden, Hallis, and Landry that we've gone through right now. Madden division, we're saying Pink Flamingos wins that division with no strong wild card team coming from that division. Now, we could definitely see 2 wild card teams or 3 even from that division, not betting on it. Hallis division, we're going to go ahead and say C-Bob wins that in a runaway, with Pimp Daddy as a legitimate wild card contender right there. Landry division, I'm going to go ahead and put Tyler's boys in there as a playoff team, highest wild card, or possibly even the division winner. So right now, 3 divisions, we're only picking 2 teams as wild card contenders. One in Tyler's boys, a very strong contender. One in Pimp Daddy, who is a solid contender for wild card position. So of the 3 divisions, Madden, Hallis, and Landry, 3 division winners, of course, but we're going to say 2 wild card teams come out of those 3 divisions. We're going to predict the Hallis and the Landry division, and that means we've got the Walsh division left, 4 teams. We have already predicted 5 of the 8 playoff spots. Walsh division, we're going to run through them and we'll see how many teams they have that look to be legitimate title and playoff contenders coming up. You guys all have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys again on Monday, if not sooner.